Hang on, everyone. Just gotta get my, fucking YouTube loaded up. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna lower this microphone down some. Okay. Now to go quiet to make this easy to edit. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Ace Attorney Trilogy. We're going to continue on with Game 1. We're on Episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. Wait, no, not this one. This one, right here, yeah. There we go. We're good now. October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom 4.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. Maybe he was Jack hammering his girlfriend. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact.
I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
Very well. I call a most familiar face. Detective Gumfuck to the stand. This moron again. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp as per the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actor did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past that security station there is a gate, see? Past that are studios. And here it is, Studio Uno. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, sheesh, looks like a Sasuke fan. The defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant, who apparently, I don't think has a name. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, say 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. Samurai's spear was lodged into the victim's chest, and it basically was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief, see? Anyone like to hear it again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Skip it. I think I can probably remember that. Yeah. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Stashed away in court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question, and that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call this security officer to the stand. Wendy Oldbag. Will the witness declare her name?
My, aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please.
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
It's like, your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Well, mainly this one.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. Too long, didn't listen. Skip over everything I am currently saying right now.
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony at hand? Now the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, sir, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Alright, let's hear what she has to say.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-throughs there since this morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from there until 5. Now the murder happened at 2 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. That whippersnapper.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin with cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Alright, let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna press on all her points to see if I can find out the truth. So, up until that time, anyone who wanted could go into the studio? Anyone who wanted to could go in?
No, there wasn't a security guard at the time, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'll need an employee key card to get in.
Right, the key card that I have. So what she's saying is that no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived there at the guard station?
Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since this morning.
Okay. A run-through?
They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping, when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon?
Had errands to run that morning.
Did you? What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know?
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station, though?
Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job!
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I wanted to see a Steel Samurai run-through too.
You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty.
Not a bad idea.
Okay, it's 1 what she got there. I can figure this one out.
Did you see the victim then? I see poor Hammer? No. He already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the gate from then until 5.
Alright.
So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Of course. I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can't watch the gate and eat I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper whapper. Snipper whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection?
So the witness was on duty through this afternoon the whole time. Very well. What'd you see?
The murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right?
Hold on, let me just make sure I understand this. Okay. Yep, it did. Yep, it did.
How did you know that? I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. And if you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job.
Poor Detective Gumshoe. Getting ratted out by a security guard.
Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m.
Oh, really?
Entrance in the studio.
Okay. I'll figure this out. Oh, go back. Yeah, I'll be sure.
Sure, spit.
Well, who was the man?
Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now. Don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it is. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed towards the studio.
I'll drop a save here. Okay. She says it was him.
So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, sonny. Nick, this is your chance.
Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again. It was him. It was him.
Oh? Well, let's take a look at the evidence real quick. Okay.
She's all Powers. That's what I said.
Okay. Just thinking right now. Sometimes I double take. I hate it, but it's just something that it's hard for me to stop. Okay. How do you know it's truly him? Just because he's wearing the costume doesn't mean anything. I mean, there could be, backup. There could be stuntmen, Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You're saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, right? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly?
A photo? A photo of none other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't.
Well, I mean, I wonder. So glad I got that right. Alright, let's go back. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean that Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai in this photo.
Huh? And I know that. I was born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, Witness.
He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently.
However, you do not have a proof that the person... However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Will Powers, do you?
No, the old man. Of course I have proof.
Oh, what?
Huh?
Even Edgeworth is surprised at that. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you.
This is a trial, you dipshit. What did you expect was going to happen?
Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence. He told me this isn't any evidence. This isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. I'm gonna drink some water.
Let's hear about your proof, then.
Let me drink a little bit here. Man in the photo.
I never said anything I didn't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of his props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at this. Look at that picture there. You can see he's dragging his legs. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy.
It's too short to be him.
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Right. Cross-examining the witness.
She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. She is. Yeah, she's lying.
We can pretty much tell.
Oh, really? Let me see if I can figure this one out. Right? Hold on a second. He is not dragging. That is bullshit. Okay.
Whippersnapper!
Hey, I haven't even said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. And everything I said is spot on. You today. You always think you're better. Too long didn't read context.
Mr. Wright, please for all sakes try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match.
That morning, during the run-through of the action scene.
Okay. And who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers, Steel Samurai. That poor old Mr. Hammer, Evil Magistrate. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then. Did you? I'm gonna press her on every statement. Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Power sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
Kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we?
Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Power's ankle.
You may continue your testimony, Moni.
He broke one of the props. It was a big mess.
Is that so? He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
Samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Lucky I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. Better write that down in the court record. Oh.
Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad.
I think we've heard enough. Haven't you, Your Honor?
Well, there is one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is this steel samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers.
Wait, what?
What?
I suppose that's right.
Are you sure, or that you're sure, Your Honor? I'm gonna object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photos can we see Mr. Will Powers.
The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also.
Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice, Edgy Poo.
Alright, continued on with her testimony.
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30, true?
You mean right, but whatever.
The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen him.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, cross-examine the witness, please.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and figure this out. How do you know that?
I didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything.
I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. That, and he's really not good at keeping things secret.
The only person I saw go to the studio.
Okay. You say that Will Powers was the only one who went, but how do you know that for certain? You absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody looks suspicious looking past that, but nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking. Right. Is that so? I'm just gonna keep pressing until she has it. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before one? Why, everyone was in the employer area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
She sure has balls. Wow. She has a way of skipping over details. How convenient. Alright. So that's so. Okay. Edgy boy. Wow. Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out. Okay. Let's take a look at the evidence. All right. Hold on, let's look at something here. Okay. See if I can figure this one out. Okay. Mended with duct tape. Alright. I'm just gonna skip over some details a little here. Read this a bit. Alright, let's see. We can actually drop a save here and still figure this out. She says no one else went there. What if it's... I knew it. Hold on. Look at this photo again. The photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, right?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So when anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture?
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway... It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo 2. So there was another photo taken.
Photo 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. So there was a second photo taken. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
You watch your off, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was World Powers. I'm telling you.
But the power on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to me.
Can
the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Anyone younger than you, I guess, would be a whippersnapper then.
Wait, whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
That's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
I see. Your testimony, please.
The other person.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first that I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, we totally should arrest her. Anyway, Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
I say that this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
This is a Phoenix Wright game, or Ace Attorney game, if you will. So yeah, I did too. Okay. Oh, really? Another job?
That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all of the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But these computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see?
How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. Clearly she is.
Come to think of it,
Now she remembers so now. Why would you throw out another photo, and how do you still have your job after that? Oh, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
Huh? A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in?
I locked the main gate so no one could get in.
Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a train that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain? Ugh.
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids! So on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What?
Order! Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick?
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. It's stupid.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers.
Yeah?
Tell me this straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio?
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping. Honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want a Steel Samurai costume. So where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick! What are we gonna do?
First, we play for one more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this.
Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick! It's time.
Okay, let's go.
What does that mean? Please don't sound like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed the crime.
Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right. Great. As if the stakes weren't high enough.
So who is this other...
Hold on. Gotta drop a save first.
Who is this person other than Powers that could have committed the murder?
It was the grade school boy. Why isn't anyone saying anything? Bah. Are you seriously suggesting the boy did it, Mr. Wright? Grade school boy kills veteran action star with spear. For one thing, the murder weapon was with the Steel Samurai. Would you care to explain just how the boy would have obtained it from him? Maybe that was a dumb move on my part.
Maybe. How about absolutely, Nick?
Mr. Wright.
Oh, shit.
Let's reload this part.
Okay, I was wrong. So, we'll try the assistant girl. It was the assistant. The steel samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the steel samurai. So you're saying the steel samurai in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, right? Remember the photo? Wasn't the steel samurai a little lame? That's a weird way of phrasing it, but I get what you mean. He was dragging his foot. Oh, bad healing time. Remember the testimony concealing Power's injury? Powers and poor Hammer were through. What about the assistant? Oh, her? She's cleaning up backdrop. You know about Power's ankle. The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Power's injury. She could look like the steel samurai with the costume. There was a typo there. But she couldn't walk the steel samurai I walk. That kind of takes the legs out from under that case. Oh, goodness. Okay, now we know the truth. The bottom one. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The steel samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag! What? Whippersnapper!
Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you.
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal, well, the steel samurai costume. Then slip into the studio, the scene of the murder.
Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right there. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence that he pulls out of his ass?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does this prosecution have an opinion on the matter?
The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
Well, what? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so y'all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to talk this whole way. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too.
Indeed.
I did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Oh, wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler.
He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. Second or third, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure about that? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this photo, this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder?
Yeah. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible.
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
The windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend the proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name?
Something old bag, Your Honor.
Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. Court's adjourned.
Oh, wait a second.
Wrong button. There we go.
I'm not gonna just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Mate, I'm talking.
Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what's this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony again?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Oh, wow. That's not a surprise at all.
By whom?
Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
My lips were sealed.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said that they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend that they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why don't you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
Well, you should go eat shit. How about that? I'm your boss now, bitch. But yeah, no, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Okay. Okay. Time to press her on everything. So you were told not to talk.
That's right. By the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it.
Oh shit. There were some other people. Who were those other people? That's what I was about to say.
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where exactly?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Was part of this?
Well, if you look at the card map,
Here's Studio 2.
you go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue
Continue cross-examining? I think I've already asked all my questions, but let's continue it. Okay. Miss Oldback, this is a trial for murder.
I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Let's continue. Okay. Okay. This old bag, okay, yeah, I've seen this one already. I was gonna see if there's anything else. Alright. Let's get more information. Okay. So they were actually in the studio? Yeah, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. I'll kill this woman, I swear. I feel sorry for Edgeworth. Almost. She really left him hanging out on this one. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting sleepy. Huh? Well, I think we got everything. Take a break from that. Okay, so we have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about those other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends today's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Powers. That is all. Court's adjourned. Alright. We're back in District Lobby. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Aw, really, it's nothing.
Or should I say... Okay. We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director, the producer, and the producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses, for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit, to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there. With or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks, guys.
To be continued. Alright. I think it's time to take a break, actually, from this. And end transmission. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Stay tuned and stay batty.